Welcome to the final boss, my math party people. Coach Anderson here. Let's go ahead and understand where we're at right now. If you're watching this video, I can hopefully safely say that you've watched everything that's come before this in terms of law of exponents. So the product law, quotient law, power of powers, negatives, all of that. Because this video is the final one where we're mixing all of those topics together. So we've already done this in the previous, 4 videos. And now we're here at the hardest of the hardest type that you will expect to see anywhere beyond the test that you're about to take. So, long story short, if you can do these problems, you're good. You're good. So I'm going to go over at least 3 of these in this video. It might take a while, but that's okay. But I'm going to show you how no matter how many steps it is, it's still straightforward because you're just applying the rules one step at a time. Here we go. Starting off with 101. This is in the worksheet again, so if you're in the programmer course, you'll see that you'll have the worksheet right after this with different problems with the answer key available to you. Then you have speed drills that time you practicing. That way you can really showcase what you got. So here we go. We have this going on here, and let's see what we can kind of work with already. The first thing I noticed is that we have a negative exponent on this parentheses, so that might be a little scary, right? Let's go ahead and hold on to that. Let's keep that there for a second. What I also notice is that, hey, we have a power of 0 right here. And remember, whenever you have a power of 0, well, that immediately becomes 1. That cancels out kind of. So we can get rid of that immediately. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, so that's gone. I also realized that we have over here a 2 up top and a 2 on bottom. That's going to cancel out. Sweet. And the last thing that I'll do before I continue is this. The last thing that I also noticed is that, look, we have a negative exponent here. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself an easier time and place it in the numerator. That's the negative law of exponents. When you have a negative power, you can move it to where it's not. If it's on bottom, put it up top. If it's on top, put it on the bottom. My ASVAB party people, hope you're enjoying the math party so far. Just wanted to remind you before we continue that we do have a way for you to practice everything you need to get the ASVAB score that you want. Because in our math boot camp, we have everything you need in terms of recorded lessons to go through the entire concept. On top of that, we have guided practice, printable worksheets, and speed drills for each and every single mini concept, from adding and subtracting decimals to fractions, distance, rate, time, word problems, proportions, everything you need. It's all lined up for you, and it makes learning as easy as possible, and we make updates to this course on a weekly basis at no extra cost to you. So I really urge you and implore you, go ahead, check out the link in the description for the Math Bootcamp, which is also included in our full program, and we make it as affordable as possible. So go ahead, click the link in the description to learn about this more. That way you know exactly what's available to you to raise your score. I don't want you to feel test anxiety. I don't want you to feel like you're lost and you're just hoping for the best. I want you to take control of your studying, and the ASVAB All-Access Program and the Math Bootcamp are the exact ways to do it. So if you have any questions, my contact info is also in the description. But before we continue, please check it out so you know exactly what's available to you. That way you can feel confident that there is a solution for you. Let's get back to the video though. Let's ace the ASVAB. Lastly, I'm going to do the same exact thing over here. We have a negative 5 as the exponent. So I'll go ahead and move the entire parentheses with the 5 up top to make that positive. And so with that said, that seems like a lot, but I went through everything. Again, the 2's are going to get canceled, so we don't have to worry about those anymore. This m to the power of 0 just becomes 1, so we can get rid of that too. We're good. This negative power here, we'll move it up top. Negative power, move it up top. So when we rewrite this, everybody, here's what we have. We're still going to have all of this here. M to the power of 4, n to the power of 7, p to the power of 8. But then we'll have that right here, n to the power of negative 3. That's now n to the power of positive 3. And then we also have this over here, parentheses, 2m to the power of 7. And it's all going to be to the power now of positive 5. So it looks like a lot for sure, but notice how we took care of literally everything in the denominator. All of it's gone. And now we're looking at a problem that's much more doable. And so now that we're here, let's get to work. What can we do? Well, first of all, what I would like to do is I would like to go ahead and first combine this right here. We have n cubed and n to the power of 7. So I'm going to do myself that favor there, rewrite this m to the power of 4, but then n to the power of 7 times n to the power of 3, add those exponents to get n to the power of 10. Then from there, we still have that p to the power of 8. And now we can go ahead and expand that parentheses here. So what we do, as always, is we're going to distribute that power to each piece of the term. Remember, this only works if you have one term inside the parentheses. If you have a binomial or a trinomial or two or more terms, you have to go ahead and actually distribute and do your thing. But here, we only have one term, and the rule is power to a power. You simply go ahead and multiply those exponents. So here, we have that 2, and that's going to be to the power of 5. And then m to the power of 7 times 5, which is going to be 35. So now from here, the last thing we have to do is just play a little bit of cleanup, and we're set. And we're set. Because over here, 2 to the power of 5, that's going to end up being 32. Because if you check it out here, that's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And so what we have my party people is, well, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Once you multiply it all the way through, you have 32. And then we're going to have the combination here with m to the power of 4 and m to the power of 35, meaning we'll have m to the power of 39. And then from there, we'll repeat everything else we have, n to the power of 10, p to the power of 8, and we're good. So I'll go ahead and bring this over to go ahead and compare and see what the final answer is. So there it is, 32, and there it is. Cool, it's right here. Answer choice A. They put n first instead of m, which I don't agree with. It should be alphabetical, but still, that is correct. Each letter has the correct exponent, and so we're set. And so that's the first one there of, again, the first of 3 or 4 problems I'm going to show you in this video. Let's go to number 102. So again, this looks crazy complicated, right? I'll let you pause the video and try it out yourself. It may seem crazy complicated, but I promise you, if you focus on one step at a time, you're fine. You're fine. So here we go. Let's go ahead and check this out here. Here's what we got. Well, first I noticed that we have a power of -5 over there. That looks like it's going to suck. Probably is. But let's simplify everything inside the parentheses first. Immediately noticed that, hey, I'm taking care of a power of 0 there, so I'm going to get rid of that immediately. And then on top of that, I'm going to move anything with a negative exponent to the opposite side. So I see here that we have z to the power of -5. I'm moving that down here. So I can go ahead and actually just do that right here. I'm going to just cross that out, and I'll put, instead of z to the power of -5, I'll write it as z to the power of 5. I can do that right now. I could. I absolutely could. And then right here as well, z to the power of -7. Get out of here. Z to the power of +7. Okay, so now that we're here, let's see what else we can do. I noticed that we have ourselves a good little situation, but let me go ahead and rewrite everything. Actually, no, I don't have to rewrite anything. I'm going to go ahead and just do it right here on the spot, because at this point, if you're watching this video, you should be advanced enough to take care of these shortcuts that I'm going to show you. So here, I'm going to start off with the x's. So that's just one x right there, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that right there as just an x up top. Then with the y's, what do I notice? Y to the power of 7, y to the power of 8. You add those exponents, and that's going to be y to the power of 15. I don't have a z in the numerator. Everything's taken care of. So now I'll look to the denominator. I have y to the power of 3, no other y's, so I'll just rewrite that. And then what do I have? Z, Z, Z. So 9, 5, 7, add those all up, and we'll get 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 7 is 21. So that'll be right here, taking care of all this together. That's Z to the power of 21. Let's keep it going now. So we can simplify actually, because we have y to the power of 15 up top, y to the power of 3 in the denominator. So with that, we'll take care of business here, and that ends up becoming x times y to the power of 12, because we're applying the quotient law of exponents. 15 minus 3 is 12. Booyah. And then from there, we have z to the power of 21 in the denominator. and then we have to the power of negative 5. So here's the thing, everybody. If we want to make that power of negative 5, if we want to make that a positive 5, this is exactly what you do. What did we say again? Move everything from where it is to where it's not in terms of the negative portion, right? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. If I want to apply that negative, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. That negative right there, if I want to apply that negative, I will simply go ahead and flip the numerator and denominator. So this xy to the power of 12, not going to be up top. I'm going to put it on the bottom. And then this over here, the z to the power of 21, from the bottom to the top. And now I have to the power of positive 5. Yes, that works. Because remember, the negative exponent means that you're dividing it that many times. And if you're dividing a fraction, flip. Boom. It's just like keep, change, flip. Just like keep, change, flip. And so here we are. Last step now is going to be to distribute that power of 5 to here, here, and here. And here is your regularly scheduled announcement, my party people. Remember, guys, I host a free class every single week and more classes beyond that. So make sure to check the group tutoring schedule so you know when the classes are, when you can expect to see me live so you can raise your score and get that job you want. So click there to see the schedule, and let's keep getting back to the YouTube video right over here. And so my final answer is, my math party people, it will be z to the power of 21 times 5, which would be 105, over, and then it's going to be x to the power of 5, and y to the power of 12 times 5, which is 60. And so there's my final answer, and I see that it is answer choice B. So again, not terrible. I think that the most confusing part may have been right here. That's probably the most confusing part, going from a negative to a positive, just simply flipping it. But yes, that works. That works. So if you want to write this down, please do. If we have, let's say x over y to the power of negative 1, that's going to equal y over x. That's really what it is. That's really what it is. Just flip the fraction and you're fine. Because you have the whole fraction being taken to a negative, just flip it. So let's go ahead and get to number 103. So take a pause here. Go ahead, try it out yourself, and then let's dive in. Starting now. So I see here that we have immediately a power of negative 7, so I'm going to leave all of this alone. I can't make this interact with any of this yet because it's still in the parentheses. So what I have to take care of is n to the power of 0 and m to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. So we're set there. And so what we have now is going to be, put that fraction sign. Do we have anything that we can mix together here? M, P, N, nope, nothing. So I'll just rewrite it. M squared, N squared, and P to the power of 6, just doing it alphabetically. But what do I notice? Well, if I want to make this a positive 7, all I have to do is take all of this and move it to the denominator to make it a power of positive 7. And that's exactly what I'll do. Right there. And what we have going on is that 2m to the power of 4, n to the 7th, p squared, all to the power of now positive 7. Again, that's all you got to do to make a negative exponent a positive one. Now you got to take care of business, obviously. We got a lot of work to do, but we're good. We leave the 1 up top because, again, there's a 1 in front if you don't see anything. So with that, let's go. Up next, we're going to distribute that 7 to each of the powers, to this, 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 and this. So with that said, here we go. We have a lot of work to do, but it's all right. We're going to get there. So we still have the m squared, the n squared, the p to the power of 6, and now we've distributed that exponent of 7. So now we have 2 to the power of 7, m to the power of 4 times 7, which is going to be 28. We also have n to the power of 7 times 7, which is 49, and p to the power of 2 times 7, which is 14. So now that we're here, now we can keep going in terms of simplifications because we see that we'll have, okay, we have 2 to the power of 7 by itself, so it's not mixing with anything, so that'll just be 1 over 2 to the 7th, and 2 to the 7th, let's just write that out here. That's 2 times itself 7 times. So that's 6 and then 7. What's that going to be? Well, perform some mental math and let's try it out here. 2 times 2 is 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So boom, that's going to be 128. And then we see that we have m squared there, m to the power of 28 there. So that's going to be adding those exponents, m to the power of 30. Again, the product of Power's law, add those exponents. So with that, let me go ahead and help my party people with OCD. There we go, make that nice and straight for you, nice and easy. Next up, we're going to take care of the n squared and n to the power of 49, which becomes n to the power of 51, adding those exponents. And then lastly, p to the power of 6, p to the power of 14, makes it p to the power of 20. And there it is, all said and done, everybody. And that's why C is the answer. And so again, it doesn't matter. I hope I've proved it to you, my party people. I hope that I proved it to you that no matter how big or how many steps it looks like it's supposed to be, it's still mighty doable. So this is the last one that I'll go ahead and show you. And I'm going to work through this just again, showing you that we just have to take the proper steps to simplify. This is a unique problem because notice how we have a negative power there and then a negative power again. So when you apply the power of a power law, I don't need to go ahead and actually move it to the denominator because a negative times a negative, it's going to be a positive. So here what I can do straight up first, I see that up top, I'm going to have z to the power of positive 24. Because again, a negative 3 times a negative 8, positive 24. And then from there, what can I move to the numerator? Well, I notice that there's quite a bit that we can move to the numerator because I see that we have over here y to the power of negative 10. Let's move that up top. So right here, y to the power of positive 10. I also noticed that we have ourselves a z to the power of negative 10. So what I'll do is I'll move that up top and I'll apply that as z to the power of positive 10. Next up, I also see that we have x to the power of negative 3. Move that up, x to the power of positive 3. Again, we should be pretty fluent with these individual rules, right? At this point, we should absolutely be fluent with these rules. And then what's left on the bottom? Can I simplify anything on the bottom? Well, I see here that we have ourselves. Let's see, what color have I not used? Well, let's go ahead and grab a neon green. I see that x squared, not going anywhere. I can keep that exactly where it is. There's nothing else that combines with it. And just like you're watching this video for free here on YouTube, I got more free materials for you, my ASVAB party people. We've got a free practice test that comes with video solutions so you can learn from every single mistake and identify those topics that you need to crush and work on. And on top of that, you can get a free class with me on Zoom once a week. And so that's all included in my free practice test with my free class included. Click that link in this video or in the description, sign up, keep learning for free, and keep raising your score. I'm proud of you. Let's keep working hard, and let's get back to the problem. Then I also see that we have ourselves, let's use a different color here. Let's grab something pretty unique here. Let's grab pink if I can find it. There it is. So we have y to the power of 4 and a regular old y. So y to the power of 4, let me actually just underline it. We're going to combine those exponents. 1 plus 4 is 5. And so we have ourselves y to the power of 5. And then for the z, we see that we have a leftover z right here, and that's z to the power of 7. And so some quick accounting here. We took care of everything so far, but we still have some simplification to do. But notice how in one sweep, we went from something as crazy looking as that to something much more doable. This is where I want you to get to, my party people. I want you to get to this point of comfortability. Let's keep it going. So over here, x to the power of 3 over x to the power of 2, that's going to leave you with just x up top. Because 3 minus 2 is 1, so that'll just be x up top. Let me write that in purple here. Nice and easy. Then we have ourselves y to the power of 10, y to the power of 5. 10 minus 5 is 5, and that'll be y to the power of 5 up top. Now, very briefly, what we can do is we can go ahead and combine these real quick because 24 plus 10 is 34. And so we're going to go ahead and apply the quotient law of exponents here, because we'll have that 34 and 7. Subtract those. 34 minus 7 is going to be what? 27. And so we'll have z to the power of 27 up top. And notice, since there's nothing else, the denominator got completely wiped out, and so we're good. We can take care of that fraction bar. It's gone. And we'll see that the correct answer here is A. And so, again, I really just hope that this is making sense in terms of it's just a bunch of smaller steps. The more practice you get, the better this is going to be for you. I promise you, my party people. So, without further ado, I got to congratulate you. If you've made it to the end of this video, that means that you have completely mastered everything that has to do with law of exponents. And I'm proud of you for it. I want to see you continue succeeding. So, with that said, move forward to the worksheet that's going to help you practice everything that we've just done with all of the mixed practice. And then from there, move forward and do the speed drills and show me what you got. Once you're done with the speed drills, my party people, take a picture of your results or take a screenshot, send it over to me, let me know what's up. That way I can be proud of you, live time and real time, and then we can keep moving forward, raising that score, and succeed like you know you want to. I'm Coach Anderson. You know how to reach me. My phone number is 567-698-8867. Please feel free to reach out to me. You know I got your back. Let's go ahead and raise our scores, and let's get the job done. I'll see you soon. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers. And as always, my party people, thanks for watching. You can subscribe with that button right there, and you can also see a link to a video just like this one right up there. But most importantly, if you want the program and you want to raise your score the right way, every step of the way with my support, there's that link at the bottom left. Go ahead, click that link, watch the video on how the program works, subscribe, and raise your score.